Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the New Year's test between Australia and New Zealand, live from the SCG. Very overcast conditions here in our game. I'm sure it's going to be bright, sunny, maybe even a bit of smoke at the SCG. In the real world, I won the toss because I'm playing as Australia, and I chose to bat because why would you not choose to bat? You always want to bat first. Don't want to be batting last. Have a look at the top wicket takers for the Test series so far. Neil Wagner on top there with 12, Bolt on 8. Not playing this game, of course. He's out. I've included Matt Henry into the squad for New Zealand to be playing in the team. Australia have got no changes. And I've also taken out Mitchell Santner. I don't know if he's actually out of the match, but I am predicting these changes a couple days out from the beginning of the New Year's test because I have to get them out there for you earlier so I can actually have a video coming up by the time that the test match begins. So David Warner and Joe Burns, hopefully Joe Burns still in the side in this series in the real world. Love to see get another opportunity. It's always interesting, right? Like if the flow's going against you, you're more likely to throw guys like that under the bus. But because Australia's going so well, I still think it's our best opening pair. Hopefully they continue to flourish. Australia in the real world 2-0 in the series, but in our game it's 1-1. What does Tim Southey have to do with the new ball? Not to begin. Just working that onto the onside. Here's Mr. Joe Burns. Gets himself off the mark after a maiden began the day. Now Warner also working it away. Let's have a look at the run rate. So slow this morning. Just underneath the runner ball for the first, underneath the runner over for the first 3 or 4 overs here. We've seen Australia more likely to take that defensive mindset when they bat first. Whereas New Zealand, we've seen them have a bit more of an attacking mindset in that last game. Saw Jeet Raval make 91 from 95 or something. It's a really aggressive approach. Wonder if Australia will have one of those batsmen really do a similar type thing. There's Warner now 17 from 37, Burns 7 from 22. Australia number 26 after 10. Been a good positive start from Australia as well in this match. And I just want everyone to know that I'm recording this video. There's going to be, in day 2, there is a clip of my PlayStation saying, PlayStation is too hot. Please turn off. Thank you, bye. Because it's very hot these past couple of days. Been a very, very heated debate. There's a boundary there. Colin de Grandhomme into the attack. And, oh, that is a wicket. Yes, it is. You might not understand how, but let's have a look at the replay here. De Grandhomme, 3 overs, now 1 for 3. Let's have a look at this wicket. A bottom edge onto the top of the pad. Balloons to third slip. And the catch is taken by Henry Nicholls. Australia 1 for 37. Joe Burns out. Marnus Labuschagne to the crease. But as I'm saying, it's very hot. My PlayStation told me to turn it off because it was so hot. It was flashing red as I was trying to record yesterday. It's just strange how some of these things happen, isn't it? Anyway, this is probably going to be the last test match series that I've got going on this channel for a while. I'll explain why in just a moment. What are we at? Drinks here on day 1. The spinner Astle coming into the attack. Of course, I have included him in the side over Mitchell Santner. We'll wait and see whether that is a real thing in the world. This could be out and is. Bit of a shout, but it was an inside edge and it just ballooned, allowed the silly point to come across and take the catch. So Marnus Labuschagne going to have to go. First ball of the Astle spell. So the change worked. And as I was saying, I think Santner in the real stuff, just not a very effective bowler. That's why I put him in. If Santner is playing this SCG test, then I'll look like a fool. Anyway, Australia 2 for 44. As I was saying, I am going to be taking a break from these test match series. You'll still see the Big Bash stuff throughout January. You'll see Australia versus India. There's a couple of one-day internationals coming up that I'll also be covering those on Cricket 19. Because I will be very busy working at the Australian Open at the tennis. So someone the other day comment, Dean, are you going into the jungle? As in, like, I'm a celebrity. Oh, I've turned my fan on here. That's not good. As in, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. I would love to do that, but I'm not a celebrity. And I also don't like... Actually, I don't know. I don't know about that show. There's lots of creepy, crawly things that they make you do, and maybe not. Maybe never send me into the jungle. It's a no from me. David Warner, what's he on here? 49. Edged through the slip cordon. Or maybe a little bit wider of the slip cordon. It's probably past 5th slip there. Comes back for 2. Picks up a half century. So that's a positive sign for Australia today. I'm rambling a little bit today, but I can. I'm allowed to do that. It's my channel, my videos. I'll do as I please. As I was saying, yes, I'll be at the tennis for majority of January. I start pretty soon, actually. So I've made sure I've got all the Big Bash videos ready for you guys throughout January. So you'll be able to see all of those as this is the end of the first session for Australia. They're 2 for 82. De Grind home and Astle with the wickets. David Warner 51 not out. Steve Smith 11 not out. But yeah, I'm going to take a bit of a break from doing stuff. Like, you'll still see videos. I know it's everyone these days says, I'm going to take a break. Well, I am actually going to take a break because I've already done the work that I need to do to allow me to take a break. As this is edged and taken. So now Steve Smith going to go. Another wicket falls for the Aussies. This time, is that Matt Henry who takes the wicket? I think it is. That's a great catch. Sort of in the gully region, I reckon. Diving to the right-hand side. Not sure who it is. Can't see the number on the back there. It is Tom Blundell. Of course, made a big Boxing Day Test match 100. And you'll also notice today I put the numbers on the back of the Kiwi jumpers. It's not super hard. You just go into the team. You edit it. You click the name button. You make the text black. You go to the number button. You make the text black. Pretty simple stuff. Got it in for you because I thought that's a great thing that I should be doing to add it in for everyone. And happy days. Happy days indeed. But yeah, I know on YouTube everyone's like, I'm taking a break because I'm burnt out, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, like, I suppose it depends on what you're doing. Like, some people can get burned out on the silliest things. Like, there's no need to really do that. I like to make the content and really focus on that rather than a lot of the other stuff. And that's really benefited me a lot lately. And I think that you see that in the content. It looks, I think it's pretty good. As Matty Wade is edging and is out. Disappointment. I was very disappointed with this wicket because I thought it was maybe one of the first times I'd driven the ball. And I was like, I did not want to get out driving. And of course, fair enough, I do get out driving. Travis Head coming out to the middle. For Australia now, 4 down for 103. So New Zealand have recovered well here. They haven't allowed the game to get away from them, especially with Australia and that slowish run rate. You can see that run rate there, 2.66, 40 overs in. So while the Kiwis have taken really regular wickets, sort of one every 10 overs, Australia haven't gotten away from them with the runs. At the moment, 116 on the board. Oh, that's edged and dropped. Oh dear. So, Astle could have had another wicket, and it would have been the dangerous David Warner, who was on 61. He would have been out. But for him, he stays. He stays, everyone. He stays. Anyway, I want to also make sure you comment in the comment section below, because I do read all the comments. I may not always click on them all, but I do read them all. So if there's anything you guys specifically want to see this upcoming year, obviously we've got... the IPL is probably something I was looking at doing. The 100 competition as well. I think that'd be pretty fun to just like play along as a team, as well as playing through. We've got the T20 World Cup later in the year. So there's a lot of stuff that is coming this year. I'm saying this year, but I'm like, it's still 2019 when I'm recording this. There's 2 days to go in the year, but you'll be seeing this 2 days into the new year. As these two are starting to build a little bit of partnership here. Travis Head now 27, I reckon, if they come back for 3 here, which they have. Tony for 4, no, settling for 3. So he's on 27. David Warner still on 68. Down the other one. Yeah, but yeah, like, if there's anything you guys want to see specifically with this this game, I'm predicting, and I was going to make a video about this, I'm predicting there will be a new cricket game at the end of 2020. I think Australian Summer 2020, somewhere between October to December, that we'll see a new game. Maybe even before that T20 World Cup, because I was trying to work out in my head, when are we going to see the next one? It's obviously associated with the Ashes game, right? So it's like the Ashes is, there's the 50 partnership up here between these two as well. I've got to make sure I'm still commentating the actual game. But yeah, obviously the Ashes is what it is. It's the official game of the Ashes. But since they've rebranded to Cricket 19, I feel like we are going to see a game in 2020. The reason of that, obviously you can just call it Cricket 20, nice and simple, or Cricket 21 if you release it towards the end of the year and you want it to be sort of a 2-year time span of a thing, and then you have an Ashes update next year, or you do another thing because the Ashes are in 2021. I feel like that 2.5-year gap is way too long. So that's why I feel 18-month gap. You have a new game at the end of next year. It's 2020. Then you have basically the same game you can put out in 2021, which I feel like something they'll probably do. But just have, that Ashes update with Australian England licenses again. So it'll be a really interesting little period of time as this one's edged by Travis Head toward the boundary. And if this does reach the rope, which it does, that's 50 up for Travis Head. It's been a very good knock. Come to the crease. Under a little bit of pressure to score some runs here for Australia. They're in a bit of a predicament about 4 for 100 as we got 1 ball left in this second session. Head pulls and no run. So Australia at the end of 60 overs, 4 for 183. They lost a couple of early wickets in that session. 2 wickets sort of almost immediately after the lunch break. Put Australia from 3 for 83 down to 4 for 103. Steve Smith goes as well as Matthew Wade in that session. But a good recovery from these two, mostly Travis Head, piled on 53 runs of this 80-run partnership. At the moment, it's been a very good job, and David Warner at the other end. On 82 not out. Can he get 100 in this final session of play? Can Travis Head maybe get 100 in this final session of play? He's put on 53 from 74, so he's gone about his business very quickly. So Warner gets this one to the rope early stages of the final session. But yeah, I'll have more details about what I think we're going to see in the next cricket video game, when I think we're going to see it. As Warner runs this down to third man, brings up the 200 for Australia and moves himself onto 96. Just beautiful use of the pace there. Allow that ball to just ease off the blade. And this time he gets it through. That's another 100 for David Warner. Back-to-back test matches in our game. I think he's Australia's leading run scorer as well for the series. What's he on? Prior to this, he was on 248. That was, of course, with that big 175 at the MCG throughout our series here. So he's gone about his business very well. Another 100 runs here has put him on top of the leading run scorers. Has it? No, it hasn't. Tom Latham's still well and truly ahead. He's about 130 runs ahead of David Warner. That's pretty crazy. So Warner's got to make 130 and have Latham score pretty much naught to get himself on top. Now an aggressive attacking pull shot all the way to the boundary for 4. I really like what I've done in this innings. It's been a good recovery. This partnership worth probably 120 now, I think, between Head and Warner. Came together at 3 for 108. It's now 4 for 108. They're now 5 down, actually, because this is a wicket. Just trying to do the calculations in my head of the partnership's worth. I think it was 130. It's Wagner who gets Warner with a short one. Tries to drive off the back foot, and he's edged it through to the keeper, BJ Watling. As Travis Head now just whips this down to fine leg. Gets it fine enough for 4. And he now will know that he's got to play a big role at the moment. Just hit a boundary. And now he's edging and gone. So the Kiwis get both set batsmen within 3 balls. Warner off that Wagner over, and now Travis Head departing off the bowling of Astral. Australia 6 down now for 242. Disappointed with himself, Travis Head, that he couldn't go on to get the 100, and there's 2 fresh batsmen out in the crease. For some reason I went, well, the way I said fresh there, I was like, oh, fresh meat. It's like, yeah, like as if I'm stalking my prey or something. I don't know what I'm on about. I think the heat is driving me crazy at the moment, but we're 6 for 246 after 75 overs. New ball due in 4 overs for the Kiwis. A second new ball. Australia bring up the 250 with a boundary from skipper Tim Payne, who's made some runs throughout this series. Hammered that one for nothing. Oh, disappointment there. And this one is close. Is there an edge? Because it's caught. Is it LB? Alindar says no. Let's have a look what the Kiwis say. They're going to come together here, and Kane Williamson's interested. He's going to go upstairs with a review here. Apparently no baddies involved, but it looks like there might have been. Anyway, it would have been out if it was bad involved, because it was taken by the first slip up. Impact in line and wickets hitting, so this is going to be overturned. I think either way it probably would have been out, although it probably should have been down at the bowler's end, because I actually middled that ball. Yes, as I was saying, Tim Payne, he actually had made, he was Australia's second highest run scorer for the series so far before 8 run there. Not good. And James Pattinson actually yet to be dismissed. I know we didn't see day 5, but Nathan Lyon was the man dismissed on day 5 at the MCG. Pattinson was on 40-odd not out, so he's on about 84 runs for the series without being dismissed. So he's on an average of 84 for the series. So even with, well, I suppose he has no average because he hasn't been dismissed yet. But when he does get dismissed, he'll be on at least 84. There's another boundary. He's gone about his business well since coming in at the G. Good replacement for Josh Hazlewood, and this is a quality shot. Brings up some more runs for Australia. We haven't seen the Kiwis take the new ball yet, as I just say that. They have. In the 83rd over, Neil Wagner will get the new ball, as well as Tim Southey at the other end. So I think they just tried spin for a couple of extra overs before deciding to take that new rock. Australia 7 down, New Zealand maybe hoping to get in and bat tonight. But it's always a tricky period if they are to face, 2 or 3 overs. They wouldn't want to lose a wicket. So maybe they'll just settle for 5 maidens, I suppose. And have Australia 7 down. Or get a 9 down for not many runs. We've still got 5 or 6 overs left in the day's play. James Pattinson at the moment continues to make runs. He's now over 100 runs for the series. Well, in his 3 innings, 39, 43, and now 28, without being dismissed. He's got an average over 100 for the series. Not bad for one of your quick bowlers. Let's just cut that away to perfection. Well, maybe not quite, as it doesn't reach the rope. 87 overs gone, 7 for 293. Now into the 88th over, and we have confirmation this will be the final over of the day. So we are going to lose 1 over of time. We'll only see the 89 overs as Pattinson continues to score runs. A couple of balls left, blocks that one out. Australia will survive at stumps. And Pattinson sees the last ball through. So Australia 7 for 298 at stumps on day 1 at the SCG. Pretty overcast day. There was a bit of swing. Reasonable conditions. There's 23 degrees. And it says 11 a.m. Obviously, because we got the next day's play. We're going to begin. But Australia 7 down for 2-9. I thought it was 293. 298. David Warner, the lone centurion there. 115. Travis Head, 71. A big partnership got Australia out of jail when they were 4 down for 108. They put on 130 to get Australia to 5 for 138 before James Pattinson made his way out to the middle. And he's put on 34, run a ball 34 at the moment to be in a good position. The wicket takers for the Kiwis. The spin has done the damage. Astle has 4. De Grand home with 1. Wagner and Henry also 1 apiece. We're about to jump out for day 2, but we'll do that tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.